This is Meg Harrison, and I am Blackwing Farms. There's no separating me at this point after 17 years of having Blackwing Farms Flower Essence Remedy line. We also incorporate homeopathics and essential oils. But today I'm going to talk about, and I am so excited to talk about, the two backstories for my first two products. So right now, if you want to, you can jump on blackwingfarms.com, check out the rescue set. So that was what I was completely into. And I know that this is my audience. I know you people, what's the favorite breed nowadays? It's rescue. That's the popular breed. So what I want to talk about is how I formulated these things. And what I used to rescue were horses. So that's not, it's not 14 pounds, it's 1,400 pounds. I used to rescue, rehab warm bloods, thoroughbreds, the massive horses. I loved them. My favorite was half Clydesdale. And but they came to me and they were so troubled. They were so concerned. They had a difficult past. Maybe people were trying to talk them into something that they didn't feel comfortable doing. Didn't matter whether it was something athletic, something scary in their environment, like getting into a trailer for a horse. My goodness, get into this dark box, then I'm going to rev up the engine and we're going to rattle on down the road. That's totally freaky for an herbivore in the very beginning. Some will adapt to anything, but not my guys, because they came to me with past trauma. So one day we're down at the barn, and I used to teach and train and do all these things. So I had a young horse at the barn and a very good student, but she was young. And I said, go grab the bay mare, the bay thoroughbred, go grab the bay mare, take her down to the arena and do walk, trot, canter, get her warmed up, and I'll be down. So I'm working who I thought was the baby. And all of a sudden, this horse is doing everything I'm asking it to do. And I started looking. I had the mother in the round pen, and my student was riding the baby in the big arena, walk, trot, canter. And this horse only had like maybe 3-4 rides on her at all. And when I've actually had to go up to the horse that I was working with and open her mouth, and her teeth were, I could tell, she was, as we say about horses, they're long in the tooth. And so here she was, and I'm like, oh my God, so how do I? And so I very quietly went down and said, I think I want you to get off that horse. We're doing fine, my student says, just fine, leave us alone. And so I just very quietly explained to her, and it was just a beautiful symmetry that was going on between those two without me. So then I go back up to the barn. Now there's a horseshoer. He's flipping over backwards. The horse is flipping over backwards. Nails and horseshoes are flying. And I'm like, okay. And then we had two Jack Russells got into a fight. How, again, quote, how could it get any worse? Well, it did. Then we had feral cats, excuse me, but doing their business in the feed room. Okay, we just had everything that could go wrong, multi-species, throughout the day. So at the end of the day, we come, and we had used this formula of mine, and all we ever called it was Maggie's formula, because we didn't have a name for it yet. And my young student, after a beautiful ride on this mare, a short one, but a beautiful ride, she said, we certainly did have a day of drama and trauma. Hello. So there was the formula, drama, trauma. Oh my gosh, multi-species, multitasking, may I say, calm me down, calm the horses down, calm the farrier down. And we actually got that horse beautifully shod. It was a great experience. So in the drama trauma, let me grab my notes, because I am the mad scientist, but I don't remember everything. Here's what the formula is. We use Star of Bethlehem flower essence for emotional shock. We use Star Tulip for grounding. I added arnica and impatience for restlessness and muscle memory, rock rose for bravery, clematis for positive focus, cherry plum for self-control, and homeopathic arnica montana to dissolve residual negative memories. Oh my gosh, that's drama trauma. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me jump straight away into the next formula that I created, which was probably within months, because this formula went to racehorse barns, dog training facilities, worked beautifully. And so I knew I had that formula. I knew we had drama trauma, and it was going to be cross species. It was going to be for many different uses of fear. The next one. Okay, so here I am dating myself, but Hurricane Katrina struck. And we're all nationwide watching this event unfold on TV, where we could do nothing. We could maybe send money, maybe we could send support, maybe we could, try to gather up old blankets, whatever we could do, we did do. And that wasn't enough for me. And I knew that these animals were going to go through drama and trauma, but there was something very unique and special about that situation and their recovery. So I was okay. I was okay until I was watching CNN, and I know many, many people saw this. CNN, and these dogs, there were 3 dogs up on the roof of a apartment building, and the flood water was almost to the roof, 2nd floor. And there were 3 dogs pacing back and forth. And what had happened was the caretaker of those dogs had just been airlifted by helicopter away from the apartment building. And these 3 dogs are going back and forth all the width of the apartment on the roof, staring at the helicopter. One dog jumped in the water and started swimming after the helicopter with his person aboard. I'm sobbing. I cannot control myself. It had been probably a week and a half of Katrina and these stories and everything, but I'm sobbing now. That dog needs something for being separated from his person. He needs something because he's going to be sick and drinking that brackish water. He's going to need to be taken care of by strangers, etc. And so I started mixing, because that's what I do. So I started doing all the different flower essences that I thought would work well for this dog, one dog, and I call it Shelter Blend, because we saw that it was the largest worldwide animal rescue ever. And so with the most numbers. So Shelter Blend, it has, it has gorse for being hopeful with strangers, arnica, again, for that negative muscle memory, Iroquois sweetgrass for welcoming change, yarrow. I'm going to get back to yarrow, and arnica montana and aconitum in homeopathic. Aconitum is for emotional shock. Arnica, as we know, is for releasing that negative muscle memory. Yarrow is for the wounded hero. That's what it is. It's called Achilles milliforum. Achilles. It's for the wounded hero, and that's what our animals often are. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share. What a great day. Thank you all. Bye.
You've been listening to Animals Inside Out, brought to you by Blackwing Farms. If you know anyone who could benefit from today's episode, please consider sharing it. Also, if you want to learn more about Blackwing Farms and the incredible natural remedies for mental, physical, and emotional needs of animals, go to blackwingfarms.com and enter Animals Inside Out for 10% off your next purchase. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you in the next episode.